My name is Ali and I have a wonderful cat. His name is Coco. He is a small cat with soft orange fur and big green eyes. Coco is my best friend. We live in a busy city where the sun is often very warm. But we dreamed of a big adventure. We wanted to see a different place. I packed a warm bag for me and a special cozy bag for Coco. I told him, Coco, we are going on a big trip. We are going to the northern areas of Pakistan. It will be very different from our home. Coco purred, a happy little sound. He rubbed his head against my hand as if he understood our special plan. Our trip began in a car. Coco sat in his special carrier on the seat next to me. He looked out the window with his big, curious eyes. We left the noisy city behind us. The road started to go up, up, up into the mountains. The air outside became cooler. I opened my window a little bit and Coco sniffed the new fresh air. He had never smelled air so clean and crisp before. He meowed a little, a sound of surprise and excitement. I knew he was ready for our adventure. I gave him a small treat to tell him he was being a very good travel companion. After a long drive, we saw them. The mountains were huge. They were bigger than any building in our city. Some of the mountains had white tops like they were covered in sugar. I pointed and said, "Look, Coco, that is snow." He had never seen snow before. It was a new word for him, a new thing for us to discover together. The car drove along winding roads, and with every turn, the view became more beautiful. Green trees stood tall on the sides of the mountains. It was quiet here, so different from the constant noise of our home. We finally arrived at a small wooden cabin. This would be our home in the north. I carried Coco inside. It was warm and safe. I let him out of his carrier. He walked around the room, sniffing every corner. He sniffed the wooden floor and the thick, warm rugs. He jumped onto the soft bed and looked out the big window. Outside, the world was getting dark, and the high mountains stood like quiet giants watching over us. I knew this was the start of a very special time for me and my best friend Coco. We were ready for our adventure to begin. The next morning, I woke up to a bright white light. I looked outside the window and saw a beautiful surprise. Snow had fallen during the night. Everything was covered in a soft white blanket. The trees had white branches and the ground was a sea of white. It was like a magical world. I put on my warm coat, my hat, and my gloves. The air was very cold when I opened the door. I could see my breath, like a little white cloud in front of my face. The world was quiet, except for the soft sound of the wind in the tall pine trees. I wanted Coco to see the snow too. I put his little harness on him. It was a small red jacket that kept him warm. I opened the door and let him step outside with me. At first he was not sure. He put one paw down carefully into the snow. It was cold and soft. He pulled his paw back quickly. I smiled and sat down in the snow to show him it was okay. I told him, "It's just cold water, Coco, it's fun." He watched me, his green eyes wide with wonder. He had only ever known warm ground and sunny spots. Slowly, Coco became brave. He took another step and then another. Soon all four of his paws were in the snow. He looked down at them, confused and interested. He wiggled his toes in the cold, fluffy powder. Then he did a funny little jump, a hop into the air as if he was surprised by the feeling. The cold air made his orange fur look very bright against the white snow. He looked like a little flame in a world of ice. The northern area was a place of new feelings and new sights for my little city cat. The mountains around our cabin looked even bigger with the fresh snow. Their peaks touched the clear blue sky. There were no cars, no horns, just the beautiful silence of nature. I could hear a bird singing from a faraway tree. The sun was shining, but it was not a hot sun. It was a bright winter sun that made the snow sparkle like a million tiny diamonds. I took a deep breath of the clean, cold air. It felt good. It felt peaceful. This was a special world, a cold and beautiful place for an adventure. Coco soon decided that the snow was his new favorite toy. He loved the way it felt under his paws. He would run and then slide a little bit, his back legs slipping in a funny way. He chased the little snowflakes that were still falling gently from the sky. He would jump up and try to catch them in his mouth. It made me laugh to see him so playful and happy. The cold did not seem to bother him anymore. His little red jacket kept him warm, and his excitement kept him moving. This new white world was a giant playground just for him. This place was full of new smells for Coco. In the city, he only smelled cars and food from the market. Here, he could smell the pine trees and the damp earth under the snow. He spent a long time sniffing around the base of a big, tall tree. I think he could smell the little animals that lived there. He would put his nose deep into the snow, his whiskers twitching with every new scent. He was a great explorer, discovering all the secrets of the northern forest. His senses were alive in a way they could never be back in our busy city home. One of his favorite games was hide and seek. The snow was deep in some places, and he loved to jump into a soft pile of it. Only the tip of his tail and his little ears would stick out. Then he would pop his head up to see if I was looking. I would pretend I couldn't find him, calling, "Coco, where are you?" Then he would jump out and run to me, very proud of his hiding spot. The snow was soft and safe, so I was not worried. He was having the best time, and his happiness made me happy too. In the evening, when it got too cold to play outside, Coco loved the warm cabin. His favorite spot was by the fireplace. I would make a small warm fire and he would curl up on the rug in front of it. The fire made his orange fur glow. He would watch the dancing flames with sleepy eyes. He would purr loudly, a deep rumbling sound of pure happiness. He loved the cold for playing, but he also loved the warmth and safety of our little cabin. He had the best of both worlds here in the north. Our days in the north were simple and happy. We spent our time together exploring the beautiful world around us. In the mornings, we would go for short walks. I would walk slowly and Coco would follow me on his leash, or sometimes I would carry him when he got tired. We walked by a frozen stream. The water was still under a layer of clear ice. Coco looked at his reflection in the ice. He gently touched it with his paw, curious about the other cat he saw there. These small moments were very special. We were sharing this new world together. We helped each other on our adventure. When I felt a little cold, Coco would come and sit on my lap. His warm body and soft purring were like a little heater. He made me feel cozy and loved. When Coco was scared of a loud noise like the wind howling around the cabin, I would hold him close. I would talk to him in a soft voice and tell him everything was okay. I was his protector, and he was my comfort. Our friendship felt stronger here in the quiet mountains than it ever did in the busy city. One afternoon, we built a small snowman together. I rolled the big balls of snow, and Coco watched me, his head tilted to one side. He tried to help by patting the snow with his paws. He left little paw prints all over the snowman's body. I used small stones for the eyes and a carrot for the nose. Coco sniffed the carrot nose with great interest. It was our snowman, a symbol of the fun we were having together. We were a team, Ali and Coco, the mountain adventurers. We were making memories that we would never forget. When our trip was over, we drove back home. Coco slept most of the way, curled up in his carrier. He was tired from all the playing and exploring. When we got back to our apartment in the city, he seemed happy to be home. But I knew he would remember the snow and the mountains. Our adventure brought us closer. We learned that we can be happy anywhere, as long as we are together. Our friendship is the best adventure of all. I looked at my small orange cat and knew he was more than a pet. He was my family.